Are we on? Ah, boom. Hello, welcome to thingies, stuff, whatever. Wow, there's people there. I'm not used to this. Am I here? Can you see me? Has it started soon? What's going on with the live stream? Is this thing, we're on. And it appears to be massively behind time. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody in the room. How y'all doing? I hope this is working properly. I'm suddenly worried that it's not working properly. Probably is. Hey, if you can see and hear me, then that's all that matters. And I'm assuming the audio is in sync and all of this stuff. So we're all good there. I'm just trying to make the thing with the chat come up on the screen. That's just crashing. What's that doing even? Yeah, I've been doing big fiddling with streaming software. Everybody's here. Awesome. And nothing is working properly now. So there we go. Nothing is working properly. I have none of the tools that are usually available to me while we do this. My God, I didn't think this through. Did not think this through for a second. So kind of screwed a bit here. Cool. Anyway, so I think as I watch this, I think there's actually a disturbingly massive delay between what I'm saying and doing and you lot hearing it, which is only difficult if I want interaction with the chat room, which is exactly what I want. So we're a bit screwed, but we'll go on anyway. Hello, everybody in the chat room. Who have we got? Izzy's here, Noisy Glamour's here, Elvin's here, BPD Rave is here. Cat's here. Hi, Cat. And that's everybody who's here. That's everyone. It's everyone. And more people coming. That's great. We're way behind on the live. Huh. Really don't like that. Should be working faster than that. Damn it. Never mind. It is what it is. We can move forward. We'll do it anyway. Let's see. How is everybody then? How's your Monday going? Have you seen today's video? I hope that's going all right for you. It's doing quite well actually. When I look at it, you know, I'm quite pleased with today's video. We're doing theme weeks now. This is the thing. We're doing theme weeks. The idea being that I just think of one topic and then I'll try and do things about that topic throughout the week. I just need to mix it up a bit. I need to do something a bit different. And doing these lives has been great. It's been a lot of fun, and so yeah, I kind of want to mix in more stuff with that. And today's video I was quite pleased with. I'm assuming as well I've grabbed some more people from TikTok, so it's good to see people here. It's good to see people coming over, because moving people from one to the other is a absolute nightmare. Am I allowed to swear on YouTube? Probably. Well, I'm gonna. Still clicking things. So this week is friendship. This week is friendship, which is a fairly generalized topic, but there are plans. So today was sort of a my plan is, and you will see this plan unfold throughout the week. And look, it did get wrote down in a book of things. Um, so Monday you get this, you get a YouTube video as well, and today was a sort of a cluster B general sort of thing. Like talk about cluster B and friendship, that kind of video. Very general, very kind of all over the place, whatever. Then I'm thinking Wednesday I'll do a BPD related video, and Friday I'll do an MPD related video. And in between, I will mix in TikToks and Twitches and all that kind of thing. And I'm doing some. Do you know what I've enjoyed doing big live streams over the weekend on Twitch. That's been fun. And I want to keep doing more of those. The best thing to do for now is follow me on Twitch if you want to see me do gaming. I don't want to put it on this channel because this is a mental health BPD channel. So I don't want to mix the two things up. And I don't want people to follow me for one particular type of content and then be sort of disgusted and alarmed when they get the rest of it, you know? So I think either if I wanted to do stuff on YouTube, which I don't necessarily, I'm not tied to YouTube gaming. Now I'm fine with Twitch, and that's just a totally separate thing. But I should tell you guys that I'm doing it, right? I've kind of veered off topic and not got onto it. I'm quite uncomfortable tonight. I'm wearing a baggy t-shirt, which I don't normally. Right? Look at this. This was one my mother sent. It says, "Relax, the bass player is here," which is a sentiment I can get behind. You know, that's all fine. But it's a large. It's too big, and I feel icky. And my elbow is sore here for some reason. And so many things. I'm doing that talking rubbish thing again. But friendship on Cluster B. It's been the most heartbreaking part of interacting with my audience. Has been hearing things said, reading comments when it comes to stuff to do with friendship. There's so many. Look, we all have romantic problems in our lives, right? We've all got that, and I know that people with BPD in particular struggle with unstable relationships, but at the same time, that's something that we all go through. The stuff I find really heartbreaking is when I talk about friendships and people talk about, like, what friends? Why would I have friends? And that is just heartbreaking to me. And I get it because I felt like that. I do feel like that. I have friends against all my strongest wishes. And it comes out of, because I don't believe that the people who tell you they don't want friends actually don't want friends. I don't believe that. I don't believe anyone that says that. I think everybody wants friends. I think everybody wants to be loved and wants to be popular and wants to have people they care about and people who care about them. I don't believe anyone who says otherwise. I just don't. I think it's masking. I think it's hiding. I think it's avoiding dealing with a difficult truth. But at the same time, it's hard and it hurts. And sometimes people are dicks. And sometimes people ditch you. And some people, like, people who you think your friends turn out not to be one way or another. Right? But I don't think, no, I think for me, that desire to have friends overpowers the fear. I think it overpowers the fear. And I've kind of also I've kind of come to the conclusion that friendships that last forever with a good amount of intensity are, the same as sort of lifelong romantic relationships. It's possible. It's not never happened, but it might not be best to sort of bank on it. You know? It might not be the best idea to sort of. God, something weird just happened to my stream, didn't it? No, it didn't. No, everybody just left. Okay, whatever. Weird things. Is the preview still running? You guys all still there? God, I hate YouTube streaming so much. There's such a delay between things. Anyway. Oh, that's good. Okay, right. No, it's gone back. Right, okay. YouTube's being weird. My apologies. I think it's my interface that is being weird. The YouTube live streaming interface is poor. Glad you're all still there. Right. Yeah, we're like 30 seconds behind each other. If you hate it so much, why are you doing it? That is a good question, Joey. That is a good question. Why do I do it? Because it's not the streaming I don't like, it's YouTube. And it's not even YouTube as a platform, it's YouTube's software interface. It's not the worst thing in the world. And to be honest, I think it's having a bad evening. It's usually much smoother and much quicker than this. And on top of that, my software back here is usually set up. It is a bit of a pain, but it is what it is. And at the moment, other solutions are just presenting a lot better. Like, it's easier to do Twitch. It's easier to do TikTok. They're really easy to stream to. And so YouTube is just, it's a pain. The mobile app is next to useless for streaming. It's pointless. I tried that last week and it got nowhere. But back on topic, having the right friends who give as much as I give. That's the important thing, isn't it? And I think it can be. I try and look for reasonable reasons why people don't. And as I get older, that becomes easy to do, right? I think it's very difficult to hold on to friends in middle age. I've come to that conclusion that it takes a lot of work potentially because we have so many things going on in our lives. We have so many things. And if you have kids, then you have all of their things going on in your life. When are you just going to have friends? It's so easy to not do stuff with friends. It's so easy to not see people. And when you finally get some free time, do you think, I just want some time on my own for a bit? Because that's where I get to as well. So having friends and holding on to them in middle age is so difficult. It was easy when we were in our 20s. Some people were at home during the day. People had a lot more energy. People didn't have children. And the fact that those relationships have drifted. And, I used to see my friends literally every day. I would get home from work. I would go see my friends. That would be it. And now we don't do that anymore. And there are many reasons, and none of it is that they hate me or that I don't deserve friends or anything like that. We didn't fall out. We just have lives getting in the way of stuff. We'd like to just get stoned every night, play Xbox, hanging out, watching movies. That's what we'd like to do, I'm sure. But life doesn't work like that. And so I think that that is true for sort of all friendships across the board, like in middle age. Just it's so difficult. And then making new ones is also difficult. I think you have to do it through hobbies. I kind of feel that's how you do it. Um, oh, see, that's sad. Mine abandoned me after diagnosis, so I said fuck you to everyone. My friends didn't care enough about my diagnosis. I think. I don't know if it's a combination of they don't care. Like they're going to be my friend anyway. They're not going to like fall out with me or anything like that because I had BPD or MPD. Um, so I don't know. It's horrible though. I hate that idea that someone would have a friend. Right, okay. So yeah, and I agree. The stigma with ASPD is horrendous. Absolutely. The day before your diagnosis, you were probably just as bad as you were the day of your diagnosis and the day after that. Like it's the fact that it's the diagnosis that makes people not want to be your friend. You're the same person that you were before you got the diagnosis. And I like to think that's what my friends went with. Like I'm still rich. Like like so there's a name for it. Whatever. Like I'm rich. I am like me to be around. And you either like that or you don't. And as much as I feel they all kind of hate me, I must admit that they've kept me around for 20 odd years. And I must be doing, I can't be as bad as I think I am. But they weren't like, oh, you've got BPD. Oh, I can't be friend. We don't want to see you anymore. Don't want to hang around. You can't come to Man Weekend if you've got BPD. Because I was still me. Like, just because we'd labeled it, just because we'd put a name on it and figured out what it was. So I really don't get it. But at least it shows up people for what they are. You know? It's not like you suddenly become a new person and you're evil now. You know, and for me, if anything, I kind of felt it let me off the hook with a few things. There were a few sort of, now we know you've got a personality disorder. It's not that explains a lot. You know, um, it's uh, it's a weird one. Like honestly, take it as a, I don't know. If I found out things about a person before I knew the person, it might give me cause to be cautious. Right? If and I'm not someone for whom a cluster B personality disorder would be a barrier to being friends with or like dating someone or something like that. Right? Because look, I know the stigma and I know how we all vary and that kind of thing. Um But you'd go in with preconceived notions. If you were going on a blind date with someone, you're told, oh, by the way, she's got MPD or she's got ASPD or whatever. You're already on the back foot there a little bit, and even I would be. But to find it out about somebody that you already know, like if you've been dating someone for a year and they're not feeling too good and they finally get a diagnosis of something like I can't go, no, that's weird, you know? So, wait, what? No one's right for leaving you. This is where things are going to get complicated because I think there's about a minute between what I'm saying and what you're hearing and this typing in the chat room. So when I have questions about something in the chat room, it's going to take like a minute to come through. And this is the stuff that is slow on YouTube tonight. It's this is the annoying bit. No, if you knew I was a sociopath and you thought, no, that's not a friend I want. It's no different to you are my friend. Oh, you're a diagnosed sociopath. I don't want that in my life. No, I disagree. And the reason I disagree is because I think if it's somebody you have some sort of established relationship, then they know you as a person. And they know, right? Because how you are with your ASPD, it's like me and BPD or MPD, right? There are markers. We don't have all of them. They come out in different ways. I don't know you from knowing that you have ASPD. And anything that I might think I know is a foolish assumption, right? And I think that somebody who's never met you before is far more prone to make that and decide that. Like, if a friend decides, I don't want a sociopath in my life, well, they've already had a sociopath in their life. They know what it's like, and not just any sociopath, but you, that actual one that they're considering having in their life. So it's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is this: is that all of the cluster B things come with their own unique stigmas and preconceived notions about how people with that disorder are. And we know that that's not true. We know we're all varied. There's no, like, people with BPD are all XYZ, right? There's none of that. And that applies to all of the things. And it's a prejudice. It's a preconceived idea. And if someone doesn't know you, doesn't know somebody with a cluster B, has never had that experience, then I could see them being very likely or more likely to be put off by it. Whereas someone who knows you before they even know you have a cluster B thing, then you're just you then, aren't you? That's how I see it. I didn't get any worse when I got diagnosed with BPD. I was just me still. And I think my friends saw me as that. There was nothing. I feel there's been so little. No, there's been so little response from my friends on this topic. I feel almost awkward talking about it with those of you whose friends have had a really negative response. You know, but, as Kat's saying, there's reason to be nervous because there might, it's a question of how difficult is life with this person. And you don't know before you know that person. So I guess you sort of have to see. But with friends, they already know. That's the weird thing. Right, this is what I was trying to explain to my therapist, who tells me you aren't your diagnosis. You can socialize outside of mentally ill people. Hi, Dr. Ruth Ann Harper. I'd love to hear about your experiences with friendships and what you value in a friend. Good questions. What do I value in a friend? Right. An ideal friendship. Like an ideal friendship. I guess you're looking for somebody in a friend. I think I don't know. Of my best friends and my longest friends, they are in many ways similar to me. Not from a mental health standpoint, forget that. It's personality. We have very similar personalities. We have similar senses of humor. We make similar jokes. We find each other funny. That kind of thing. There's no. I don't desire any sort of praise element from my friends. I don't need my friends to constantly be praising me. But I do like to be. I like to be valued. You know? To be thought of as worthwhile and useful. To have people think, oh, I should ask Rich about this. Whatever it is. He knows about that thing. That sort of thing. And I'm always very paranoid that people aren't really my friends. Like, people are putting up with me. People are tolerating me. That's my big one. Like, the fear that really, if they could just remove me from the group, they would. You know. And you don't stop to think about, well, why haven't they? And if they don't care about you, then why would they care about removing you from the group being a rude thing anyway? But what I tend to want from friends, something I value massively, is loyalty. I think, you know, and not in a doing what I say, but a standing by you, supporting you kind of way. You know, like the thing I mention it is what if my friends, that if they turned up at my house at 4 a.m. with a body in the boot of their car, would I help them bury it before I called the police? That kind of thing. Like, Rich, we can talk about this in a bit. We need to get rid of this body. What would I do? There are people in this world whom I would just right. We'll get rid of this, and then you can tell me what the hell you've just done. Then we'll deal with it. And then there are people who'd be like, no, get that. I'm calling the police now. Get the hell away. But there are those special, I would help you bury a body kind of level of friends. And it's that loyalty, that bond that becomes an important thing to me. That I would fight beside you, I will support you, I will stand up for you, and you'll stand up for me. That kind of element in a friendship. And I think the people that I've discarded and fallen out with the most seriously in my life are the people who have not done that. Right? And people that there are often times in life for people to show themselves up like that. The last big lot of people that I split on, and the ones that I am no closer to ever coming back together on at all. A few years ago, when things went bad for me in business, in podcasting, and I got attacked a lot. publicly by various people. It was the people who, then when you start getting attacked a lot, that's really when you start to see true colours of friends who will stand with you, who will defend you, but also who will turn against you, who will stand by and watch. You know? And it's the stand by and watch people. They're the ones who actually disgusted me more than the people who I would have classed as turned against me. Like I don't like confrontation. I'm just gonna stay out of this and watch the whole world go to shit. That always comes across to me as that's such a sign of weakness and being pathetic. I have a great deal of contempt for that attitude. People who are sort of, I will watch my friends go through an ordeal because I don't like confrontation. That I fucking hate. I had more contempt for the quiet people than I did for the people who turned against me. Because at least people who are against you have got something they feel something about. There's passion there, there's fire, there's anger, they're doing something for what they believe to be a good reason. And I might not agree with it, and they might be coming at me, but at least it's something, You're dealing with a person, you're dealing with something that you might not agree with, but you can respect. And yet the people who are like, oh no, yeah, I saw they came at you really bad. I had nothing to say about that. I won't come to your defense. They're the fucking pathetic little shits that I'm getting angry about them now, talking about them and thinking about them. Like, how dare you call yourself my friend and then stand there in silence while I'm attacked? Right? Knowing full well that were the roles reversed, there's no way I would leave somebody I consider to be a friend to be attacked. There's just no fucking way. I am very much of a circling the wagons immediately kind of guy. That sort of, someone's attacking you, they're attacking me. Come on, what are we doing? And it's the people who aren't like that. And I'm not even talking about people disagreeing with me. I am fine when people disagree with me. Mostly. I wouldn't attack somebody for disagreeing with me, or hate someone for disagreeing with me, or even coming at me like that over a disagreement. But honestly, yeah. So loyalty, that loyalty. And it's and to be clear, I'm not talking about having someone be, support you in everything. Like, just stand there and tell you that everything you're doing is good, or tell you that every choice you're making is right, or tell you that everything you're doing is a good idea. That's not what I'm talking about. I am very happy for my friends to tell me I'm being a fucking dumbass. I need that. I think a lot of people would benefit from that massively. And they don't get it for whatever reason. So I don't mind that. Disagree with me, challenge me, but that's not disloyalty. Disloyalty is not being there for someone. The stand by and watch. I've no time for that. I mean, I've little to no time for it in society in general. Right? We don't stand for it. We don't tolerate that kind of attitude in the world. Should we fight for the kind of country we want, the lifestyle we want to lead, the politics we have? What do we fight for? What means something to us? Surely friendship, friends, close people on that should be on that list. Surely. But for so many people, yeah, it's not. And I really despise those people. So yes, that's that loyalty. But I don't know. Look, it's a difficult question because I don't necessarily expect that level of loyalty from everybody. And I think that hang on, I'm just catching up. Yeah, I get what I've learned is that there are different levels of friendship like that and that sort of thing. There are acquaintances and friends, but even then within friends there are many subtle levels. And I've kind of learned to not my attitude with friendship has always been like no faith until it's proven worth it. That's not a sentence. Never mind. It's what was I trying to say? I don't expect loyalty from anyone now. I think that's it. And I think my problem before was that I expected that that was what friendship was. That everyone was like that. That everyone cared as much about every friend as I did. And that's not real life. It's not. And if you go into every friendship thinking this person is your best friend for life, you're going to be disappointed a lot. And, you know, I think I put a lot of faith in a lot of people that I shouldn't have done. And I wouldn't have done in other circumstances. Um, so, yeah, loyalty. Loyalty is that's the one. That's the one. Um, the bigger question is though, will I listen to what? When I'm being criticized, I'm assuming that's what I was talking about a minute ago. Maybe not, but that's not the point. That's an irrelevancy in the whole thing. Will I listen to people when they criticize me, when they correct me, whatever? I don't know. Do I have to? Does it not count then? Are they not, you know, that's a separate issue. But probably not, no. Probably not. Um where are we? Reading now again. It's so difficult. You're so a minute behind. I've got a situation where people will be either I've got you or stand and watch, and I expect nothing because what's the point of expecting that loyalty when it probably won't be given? That's yeah, that's where I am. That's where I am. Why expect it? I'm prepared for it to be there. I don't write people off. Um, I don't decide, well, no one can have that loyalty. There's no point in trying to have friends because I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Yet at the same time, I think it's hard to find. I really do think it's hard to find. I think it's out there. It's just difficult. It's I do you know what? I think friendships and romantic relationships aren't as different as we would like to think they are. And right, you know how hard it is to find somebody to have a romantic relationship with, to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend, to find somebody that fancies you and likes talking to you and sleeping with you and doing all the things with you, right? And is truly compatible with you in all of the things that you want out of that relationship. That's not a straightforward thing to find. Some people search for years, okay? And some people, I would imagine a lot of people, find something close to it, but not even it, and they just settle. And they, oh, this'll do, whatever. And because romantic relationships and that level of compatibility is really hard, okay? Now, with what we seem to demand from friendships, there's no sexual component there, more than likely. But in some way, shape, or form, all the other elements of that relationship are there. You have a set of requirements. You have things that make you compatible or incompatible with people and then with you. And yet, with romantic relationships, we know that we struggle to find one person and stick with that one person. And then with friendships, we expect, oh, I should just have loads of friends. I should have loads of friends and everyone should like me and we should all get on really, really well and do lots of things together and all that kind of thing. And you feel crap when you don't. Whereas who doesn't feel, who's out there feeling crap because they don't have like 20 girlfriends? But with friends, we have this pressure. Like, you're supposed to just have lots and lots and lots of friends, and they're all supposed to be fiercely loyal and really concerned about you and thinking about you all the time and wanting to see you all the time. And like, do you know, to a certain extent, like, who the hell do we think we are? How many relationships can you maintain? You know, right. Do you know what? We've reached the point where I have no idea what the chat room is saying because it's so far behind what I've said. I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about at this point, and it's just impossible. Oh, YouTube Live. I expect in a sort of 20-25 minutes when you say that. It's like there are responses to things I've said, and I have no idea what they are. Which is so shocking. It's so annoying. It's so irritating. We'll probably jump onto Twitch after this at some point and see how that goes. But BPD Rave, yeah, no, I definitely don't want 20 plus friends anymore. I used to cry and think about how small my wedding will be because I only have a few family members in my life now. No friends. It's, I used to worry about that as well. Like, who would I invite? Who would come? Who would come to my wedding? I didn't have a 40th birthday party because of that attitude. That, like, who would come? Who would come to celebrate my... No one cares. No one cares. That's the thing. Yeah, oh God, I think the time... You know what? I feel like we're slipping further behind with the chat. It's fairly depressing at this point. But friends are... I want more friends. I always want more friends. Do you know what? It's another area of life where TV and movies heavily influences things. We talk about the Disney relationship, like the Disney princess and prince relationship, this this Disney-esque romance of falling in love and all of that bullshit. And I think there's other things. There's the friend group thing. Like, there were certainly some bullshit things about the show Friends. And the biggest problem that they get called out on more often than not is the fact that there's no way Monica and Rachel could have afforded to live in that apartment, which is probably true. That apartment was probably hundreds of thousands of dollars a month if it was real. That's one of those, which is fair enough. But the other one is that they're all people in their 30s and they've got time to hang out together. That they are caught up in each other's lives, that they interact with each other on that level all the time. Because no one in real life no one in real life can. No one in real life does. That's just the way of life. And it sucks. It truly sucks. Because I want the friends. And to hang out with Jennifer Aniston for a bit. But there are no friends. Of course, with Cluster B, the worry is that those friends are out there doing the friends thing with everyone but you. There is that worry, of course. That's a terrifying thing. Even Puss in Boots has a new friend. But did he want a new friend? You know? Thank goodness for dogs. Yeah, thank goodness for dogs. I miss mine so much right now. So much. You know, do you know, I need to do a show with Cluster B Milkshake. That should be a thing that happens. I need to do a show with a lot of YouTubers. I kind of wanted to, you know, that might be an interesting thing. This was my other thought, was like try and get someone on once a week to talk about whatever the topic of that week is. That would be the interesting thing. I'd have to go with, I should try that, shouldn't I? When's he coming back? I'm getting him Wednesday morning. I've not had him anything like enough, to be honest. I miss that dog a hell of a lot. And I've not had him much. So I'm going to try and get him more. I'm going to have him some... Like, I have to ask someone's fucking permission. I always say it like that. Like, you know, I'm asking her. And I don't know whatever. That fucking, I wish she'd just, like, give up the dog. But then she probably just wishes I'd just give up the dog as well and leave her alone. But not gonna. Not gonna. So, does anyone else have any interesting questions or things we could talk about? I've kind of riffed an hour on my own with one or two questions. I'm getting a little bit worn out at this point, and my arse is numb. This chair has really lost it over the last 24 hours. I feel like the live streams over the weekend really finished that one off. Now my lower back hurts. So yeah. So anyway, do you know what? I'm gonna end that one here and hop on over to one of the other platforms, because to be honest, this is doing my head in. I am struggling with YouTube right now at the moment, and I'm very behind. Oh, hang on. I have a question. Do you class a friend as someone you call your friend, or do they have to think of you in the same way for it to be a friendship? I would say they have. It's a reciprocal thing. It's a reciprocal thing. It's like, that would be like calling someone your girlfriend if you weren't really dating them. Like, they have to go both ways. It has to go both ways. Right. I will be on Twitch shortly. I'll be wearing the same shirt and everything. Give me a couple of minutes. I'm going to have a walk around and get a cushion to sit on. I will be back Monday on here. Twitch and TikTok throughout the week. Sign up, follow me. You'll get alerts when I go live on those platforms. TikToks and other things out throughout the week. Go and watch today's video. It's very good, even though I do say so myself. The guy in it's fantastically good looking and very witty and very funny. So you won't want to miss that. Thank you all for showing up. I appreciate it so much. I will hopefully see you all next week when we'll do more stuff and we'll have a different topic in mind. Also, if you want to suggest any topics, you feel free to email me, comment me, or something like that. I'm watching the live stream there and it's showing me taking a drink. Well, I can't remember when I did that last. Never mind. Right. You take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.